Okay, I don't even smoke, but I feel like I need a cigarette. Seriously, that was an absolute nail biter of a hockey game, but Edmonton prevails with a 2-1 overtime win over the Colorado Avalanche. Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm, Edmonton's top defensive pair, coming in huge tonight. Now, there were 2 goals in the opening 5-ish minutes of the game, Colorado making it 1-0. Shortly after, it's Matthias Ekholm tying the game. Then it's nothing. It's just a tale of 2 stalwarts in net. Georgiev especially, the dude was just bananas in net tonight. And that's why the anxiety levels were rising tenfold. I get that we're in the playoffs, but I wanted this. I wanted this win over Colorado so bad. Now, that second period, the floodgates just opened. Edmonton was firing at will, and they just couldn't seem to figure out Georgiev. They had a 4-minute power play as well, but kudos to Colorado, man. The speed and the tenacity that they have, that's a really, really hard team to play against. Even after losing Kadri, and they haven't really been able to replace that second-line center. On top of also not having Makar, this is still a very, very dangerous team. I did think it was funny, though, at one point in the game, before overtime, Jack Michaels said that there were 500-point players. Nuge, McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, and Rantanen. How insane is that? And also, to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, one of the big 3, he plays in game number 800 today. He's now only trailing Glenn Anderson, Mark Messier, Ryan Smith, and Kevin Lowe for all times game played in an Edmonton Oilers jersey. By the end of next season, he's going to surpass Glenn Anderson and Mark Messier, and that'll move him to 3rd behind Kevin Lowe and Ryan Smith. And I know it's a few years in the future, but I'm just so excited for the day to come when he passes Kevin Lowe and is our new franchise holder for games played as an Edmonton Oiler. Now, I liked a lot of Edmonton's game today. There were just a few times where they were just a little bit sloppy in the neutral zone. I thought they could have just slowed things down a little bit, but that's what I loved about the overtime and Matthias Ekholm. The man's ability, right off the draw, puck coming back to him, he just skates back, holds for a second, assesses the situation, goes behind Skinner. Tries to get things going, can't figure it out, goes behind Skinner. Leo comes by, skates around, he tries to make a play up the ice, doesn't quite work. We reset yet again. Eventually, we start to get things going. Connor McDavid draws a penalty, and now we're on a power play. Bouchard comes out, the 300-point players come out. We score off a wrister from Bouchard. I like that we have that sense of security and that sense of stability back there, that somebody can just, calm things down. Because there's been a stretch of 3-on-3s this season where I just didn't feel like Edmonton was good. We all know it. The overtime record isn't great, but having somebody there in Ekholm who can just calm things down, it's such a difference maker. As short as 5 minutes is, it's a very, very long time. You have the opportunity to let things breathe. But also Leo to McDavid off the faceoff, then he gets it back to Bouchard. The swagger on this kid to just pick that top slot and fire it home off that wrister. Man, I know he's going to be expensive, but I just love knowing that we're going to have this kid for hopefully a very long time. Again, as long as these players can fit under the cap, I don't really give a damn how much they are. I just want them here, and I want them as an Edmonton Oiler. And as per usual, Vinny Desharnais at the end of the game. The dude is just kind of the glue that's keeping this team together at game's end. The high fives, the hugs. He's the last guy off the ice. I love seeing it. He's just been such a good defender, and it's so fun watching him kind of play with different partners and periodically even bump up and down the lineup as well. He's being relied on in a lot more situations. He's getting a lot more looks. He's just been playing really well, and like all of Oil Country, I just don't see myself not rooting for him. Anyways, game 82 against the San Jose Sharks in Edmonton Thursday night. If Edmonton can win, that'll be the fourth time in franchise history that they've reached the 50-win mark. The last time they did that was 1987. So the first 3 times that they did that was in their first few years in the NHL. They haven't hit 50 since. Now, we've flirted with approaching 50 in the last several years, so I'm really hoping they can close things out and reach 50. And also, after tonight's win, Edmonton now has their highest point total that they've had since 1986, 1987, when they had a 106-point campaign. As of right now, they're at 107 points. And also, if they can get 2 more points on Thursday, that would put them top 5 for most points ever in franchise history at 109. They've reached 109 once before. Beyond that, they had a 111-point campaign and 219-point campaigns. Now, all we really need to wait on is just a few more games to figure out placement in the standings, and then we can see a playoff schedule probably as early as later on this week. My best guess is playoff hockey will probably start next week on Monday, maybe Tuesday, but we're literally just days away from spring hockey. But before we get there, I will see you guys Thursday night for game number 82 against the Sharks.